Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Frances. I was tagged by the lovely Clare Smith, or 13 questions. Claire tagged me, but it was originally created by simply Ayesha. So I'm going to put down Ayesha's video as well, so you can go and check hers, and of course Claire's as well. And I'll put a picture of Claire up here. Got my water, my lemon water. You know, guys, I never start the day without my lemon water, so that's what keeps me healthy, I think. So anyway, it is sour, but it's good. I'm so used to it. I've been taking it for so many years. So the first question is, what is your boss baby scent? Boss baby. I don't think I've been a babe for a long time. So let's just say, what is my boss, like, empowered kind of fragrance? What's the fragrance that makes me feel, put together? And there's a few in my collection, so I've had to narrow it down somewhat. So the one that came to the top of my head was, and this one came close for a few categories. So it is none other than Gris Dior, this by Christian Dior, and this would be my boss fragrance. I'm wearing it today because I thought I might as well wear it today. I'm making a video. I need to feel empowered to do a video. So what better fragrance than this? And that's just my opinion, right? So yeah, Gris Dior is actually a fragrance I wore we were in Paris for 3 days this past year, and I wanted to wear a fragrance that would remind me of Paris and the good time we had. And I just thought, it makes me feel confident. So that's why I wore it. And the notes in Gris Dior are, of course, it's very mossy patchouli fragrance. And if you'd asked me, several years ago or even a year ago, well, would I like this fragrance? I would have said no. No, I don't even want a sample of it. I was offered a sample of it a few times, and I said, no, it's not a fragrance I'd be interested in. But it opens with this lovely rose and citrusy smell. It has bergamot in it, and then it dries down to this just stunning oak moss, patchouli, boss babe smell to it. It's just an incredible fragrance, and I think that would be, fit into a few different categories, but I had to choose one, so I choose Gris Dior as my boss babe fragrance. Number 2 is, what fragrance do you like to wear to go to bed? And lately it has been this one here, and it is Bon Parfumer 402. You will see the huge dent in that. I only got that quite recently. This is vanilla, caramel, santal, which is kind of like a creamy vanilla dry down. This one is a beautiful fragrance to wear to bed. It's just gorgeous. I wear it to bed, but I wear it everywhere. But this one, recently, I have been reaching for this one to wear to bed. Bon Parfumer 402. Question number 3 is, which fragrance in your collection do you feel is like a hug in a bottle? And it would be, without a doubt, and it is discontinued, but I still chose it because when people hug me, it's like, what are you wearing? It smells incredible. And it is Want by Disquared. Another great bedtime one, just by the way, as well. It is discontinued, but it's still available out there. So Want by Disquared is just that lovely creamy vanilla, again, with like caramel. It's got a little bit of I think it's jasmine in there, just a hint of it, but it's just a lovely creamy hug in a bottle fragrance. So that would be my hug in a bottle. So the next question is number 4, and it is your secret weapon of mass seduction. And I chose because I chose C by Giorgio Armani because I will tell you that men love this. It's not my favorite because of the reformulation. I swear it's been reformulated. It's starting to smell a little bit more like my first bottle, but men love this. Now, C by Giorgio Armani is a blackcurrant. It's got freesia. It's got a lovely rose in there. It's woody. It's sexy. It's vanilla. It's just, yeah. This would be a fragrance, and my husband does love this fragrance. But I would say this would be my choice, not because I love it, but because men love it. So, enough said. C by Giorgio Armani is my weapon of self seduction. Is that what it was called? Mass seduction. Going on to number 5 is the fragrance that you never wear. And I can say 100% that I never wear this little bottle of Oscar de la Renta. I spray it from time to time just to give me memories. And this is just a flower bomb. It's like powdery white florals. I can nearly talk today. It's, oh my gosh, it just sets me right back to when we used to hang out together, my cousin and I, and her family and my family, and we would hang out at her house. And it would just, every time she walked past me, I could just, this is her one and only fragrance that she ever wore. And I absolutely fell in love with it. My niece fell in love with it, but she wore it, and she wore the concentrated perfume. So this one smells a little bit different. It's not as it doesn't have as much depth to it. This one is a little bit sharper. So hers was very creamy and floral and soft. And this is what she wore. And I bought this bottle just when I was starting to get back into perfumes again, about 4 or 5 years ago, when I started doing perfumes around the pandemic time, or just before that. And this is one that I found on a discount site. So I bought it because I wanted to smell it and see if it still reminded me of her. And it does. It still has that same DNA in it, not exactly 100%, but I will always keep it, and I never wear it. In fact, that's the first time I've sprayed it since I probably did a review on it quite some time ago. And those memories, they just flood right back into my heart. And all of the things that we did, sitting around the pool, drinking drinking vodka and pink lemonade was her drink, her signature drink. And it was that pink powdered lemonade. You used to mix it up in a big jug. And of course, she would bring out the vodka, a big bottle of vodka, and we'd all be drinking in the summer, sitting around the pool, and we'd be drinking this. And, you know, I am rambling on, but that's what this fragrance does to me. And that's the beauty of fragrance. That's what it does. It brings back memories. It gives you happy feelings, or it can give you sad feelings, or you can be melancholy. But this one here really brings back all the fabulous memories of my cousin. So that is number 5. So going on to number 6, after I rambled a lot about number 5, number 6 is a fragrance that you love that you need to wear more often. And it is another memory evoked fragrance, and it is Eternity by Calvin Klein. And I do wear it, but I mean, this was the bottle I bought 3 or 4 years ago. So I do wear it. People around me love it. I get compliments on that one. That is Eternity has, let me just spray it so it reminds me again of the fabulous, it's a floral again. It's a beautiful floral fragrance. with that beautiful punch of carnations. It is full of carnations. Carnations just hit you in the face. It stays with you the whole time. I wear this in summer, winter. I have worn it any time of the year, but it particularly reminds me of summer. And it dries down and just dries down to this magnificent powdery carnation balm. And yeah, this one I love, love, but I don't wear it often enough. So that is number 6. Recommending a fragrance to a newbie. So someone that's completely just being introduced into the fragrance community, the market, and they don't have a clue what they like. They don't know what, you know, anything about fragrances. So that's very difficult because everyone has a different take on perfume. It's very difficult. So I did actually choose 2 fragrances, and the reason I picked 2 was one is affordable and the other one is not. So it depends on how rich the person is, or how rich their parents are. If they're just new, and I'm assuming young, because someone who is my age is not getting into fragrances for the first time. So I'll immediately put it to a young person. So the first one I chose is a really affordable fragrance, and it is none other than Still by JLo. Still by JLo was recommended to probably the majority of us here in this community by Veronica. Veronica Says recommended this. And as you can see, I'm halfway down my bottle. I use this mostly in the summer, so that's why I picked this one. This is a fruity, sparkling Earl Grey tea. It's got citruses in it, wild jasmine, and it has a little bit of pepper, refreshing sweetness to it as well. Easy fragrance to love. I think a young person might like this. And then it kind of dries down to a very fruity, powdery kind of smell. So I would pick JLo. It has gone up a little bit in price, but you can still get a bottle for around $30. So, and that's Canadian. So, maybe around $20, $25 for a bottle of JLo. And I would recommend that for someone starting out on the cheap end. Now, on the more expensive end, I would pick Bana Banana by L'Artisan perfumers. So this one is a lot more expensive, but the reason I picked this one is because it's a little bit more unique. And it did say, something that was different and a little bit unique. And I still think Still by JLo is different and a little bit unique. I really do. I think it's, and also it smells expensive. But Bana Banana by L'Artisan is a banana balm. It's just beautiful. It could be a signature fragrance you can wear any time of the year. It's prominently banana. It smells, when you first spray it, it smells like the inside of a banana. And then it starts to dry down and becomes a creamy candy banana. So I could see any age group wear this. And I could really imagine a teenager or a guy or a girl even in their 20s, early 20s to late teens, really enjoying this. And the dry down of it is powdery and banana candy like, but it's unique, it's different. So number 8 is a fragrance that you love that everyone else hates. I haven't had hate on any of my fragrances, so I mulled and mulled and mulled over this question for a long time. And eventually I had to just move on because I couldn't answer it. I literally could not answer what. No one has actually been repulsed by anything I've worn. So I don't have anything in my collection. So number 8 is not getting answered. Number 9 is, what is the overhyped fragrance, either in your collection or in out there in, you know, in perfume land. And I'm sticking to my collection. So my opinion is the one that's overhyped, and I decluttered it. And when I say I decluttered it, I took it out of my collection. I did a declutter video a little while ago, and I set them all aside. Some of them are gone, and some of them are still in my collection. And in my opinion, this one is overhyped, and it is Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle. Why is it overhyped? When it first came out, everyone was raving about it. Everyone had it. Everyone wanted it. It was the fragrance to buy. And eventually, about a year later, whenever I bought it, I blind bought it. And when I first sprayed it, I thought, and I'm not going to spray it because I still don't like it, but I can't let it go. It has been decluttered, and I'm not loving it. So that one is, in my opinion, the most overhyped, one of the most overhyped fragrances in my collection that everyone loved, and now I'm seeing them being decluttered. So, you know, that's number 9. Moving on to number 10, and which fragrance in your collection is on the chopping board, on the chopping block. And this one is and has been chopped. And it is none other than, and it's still in my collection because I sprayed it the other day and I actually liked it. And it is Love by Sofia Vergara. This one is, as I say, on the chopping block. It's got coffee, very loosely based on black opium. And it's very sweet, extremely sweet, very sugary, sweet, floral, but the coffee, funny enough, is coming out in it now, and I'm starting to like it. So my advice is, when you put something on the chopping block, hang on to it for a while. Hang on to it for a few more weeks, hang on to it for a few months, hang on to it for a year, and then go back and look and see, you know, do I really not love that? Give it another try, and you may actually end up falling in love with it again. And so this one's it's actually gone back into my closet again. So yeah, so it was on the chopping block, but now it's back. So I kind of answered that question, but I think it's going back, but it might be on the chopping block again. Who knows? Question number 11 is the fragrance that you last purchased. And technically, this is my last fragrance. I haven't talked about it in my channel yet. I didn't purchase it. It was gifted to me. So I wanted to use it as my last purchase, although it was given to me by my daughter-in-law. And it is this guy, this beautiful, beautiful girl. And this is by Jean Paul Gaultier. And this is the Classique. As you can see, it's got the two-tone. It's the Classique EDP. And I'm in love with this fragrance. And she was not that keen on it. As you can see, it's almost brand new. She barely used it. She brought it over to me last week and she said, Frances, this is more your kind of fragrance. It has creamy, it's floral. It was launched in 1993. I've never smelt it before. The top notes are rose, mandarin, star anise, and pear liqueur. So it has almost like a little bit of a boozy smell to it, which kind of stops it from being like too vanilla and sweet. It's nowhere near as sweet as La Belle. It's nowhere near. It's a little bit more powdery. This one is just like a bomb. It's like explosive bomb in your nose. That's what this one is like. And even if I spray it down around my feet, I can still smell it 12 hours later. And it's toxic. It's toxic. This one is softer, more feminine, more sexy, more just vanilla with that little hint of a pear liqueur in it, and it just dries down lovely. So that is my latest purchase slash gift. Now, number 12 is which fragrances or fragrance have you got on your wish list? And I can honestly say I have very little on my wish list. The only one that I would like to own, and I have a little tiny bottle of it, from my beautiful friend Lala, and she sent me this. And look at this little bottle. This is by M. Mikolov, and it's Note Vanille. This is gorgeous. It's a little dabber, but it's got a little screw top, and it's just the cutest little bottle ever. Note Vanille. It's just a vanilla, lovely, creamy, slightly floral. Smells like bourbon in it, a little bit boozy. I don't think there's any bourbon in it. Could be amber, but it has a little bit of a kind of a warm bourbon smell to it, mixed in with vanilla, and the dry down is just beautiful and powdery. So that would be on my wish list to buy. That's the only one I could think of. I really have not been concentrating on thinking about buying any more perfumes for my collection at the moment. So that's the only one. And that is number 12. Number 13, last but not least, is my favorite question of all time. And if you know me, you know the answer. A lot of you will know the answer, and you'll maybe pick two fragrances. And the question is a fragrance that you will have for life. And my pick, I won't keep you waiting, my pick is Haute Couture, and it is the Eau de Toilette by Givenchy. This would be, without a doubt, a fragrance that I will keep for the rest of my life, or as long as they keep making it. And you know what this smells like, guys. This opens with an abundance of raspberries. It has a smoky, beautiful, dusty, reminds me of going to the clubs. This is a fragrance I wear a lot to concerts, to clubs. Kind of reminds me, I didn't wear it back then, but it reminds me of going to a smoky club. And another really unique fragrance, and you either love it or you hate it. But I will always have it in my collection. The smell of this on other people is outstanding. This is my third, I believe, third bottle. I'm sure it's my third bottle. Claire, is this my third bottle or my second bottle? You seem to be able to keep track better than I can. But yeah, and I do have another backup bottle. So I'm good for a while. I'm probably good for the rest of my life. So that was the last question. Thank you, Claire, for tagging me in this great perfume tag. I'm surrounded by fragrances here. I enjoyed doing it. It was so much fun to do. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. Take care, everyone, and I'd see you on my next video. And as I always say, don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle.